So right here we have the story of a 14-year-old so-called black child or teenager, Vincent Lamar Oliver Jr. Now one would have to ask, why is this 14-year-old holding guns with his pants sagging? One would say that the parents have failed, which they have. Also to take into consideration of what is this child being influenced by? Is he a product of his environment? Look at the rap music, look at the lyrics and so forth. There's not a lot of people that call blacks coons for being gang members and so forth. They rape and want to pimp out women. In the so-called black community, why aren't they called coons? Because they're the ones that are actually the traitors promoting this crap and garbage in the so-called black community. But anyone who has a different opinion, whether it's political or not, is considered a quote-unquote coon. But we'll look at the story right here and a few scriptures to see what's going on.
Mike, I'm at the intersection of Hamilton Street and 5th Avenue in Dothan, and tonight it is pretty quiet. But last night it was the scene of a double murder investigation where 14-year-old suspect Vincent Lamar Oliver Jr. is accused of killing Jasmine Bean and Jalexis Wells. When police arrived at the Dothan home on the 200 block of 5th Avenue, they found Jasmine Bean and Jalexis Wells dead from gunshot wounds. Neither Bean nor Wells lived at the home.
We have gained some information that there was possibly I don't want to say a party, but a big get-together at this location, and there may have been an incident stemming from that.
Oliver Jr. was named a suspect by police this morning. Almost 3 hours ago, police confirmed that he had been taken into custody. He is now being held in the Southeast Alabama Diversion Center here in Dothan. Several photos of Oliver Jr. show him holding guns. He has been charged as a juvenile in the case, and this is not his first run-in with the law. He had active juvenile pickup orders of attempted assault first degree and one count of discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle from July of this year.
So now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, that which lead thee cause thee to error, and destroy the way of thy paths. So what's being said here is that the children are the oppressors for the Most High's people. What do we see in the so-called black community? We see the crimes and ages of, immorality going at a younger age. Why is this 14-year-old holding guns, glorifying the gang culture and so forth? Where are his parents at? At that age, you should be in some type of programs. A lot of these children are teenagers. They don't have the programs no more to occupy their minds. So they're on social media. They're being influenced by the influencers of this society, which promote the verbiage and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, where is this so-called black teen? Where is his father? Where is his mother? Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So we see that children have to be trained. Just like when you're on a job or any type of professional career, you have to be trained to do your job and to do it in a high level of a manner. But when it comes to parenting, it has to be the same. You have to choose to take care of your children, not to go out clubbing, not to go out partying. You have a job to do. If you choose not to do your job, then your children will be property of the state. Technically they already are once you sign the birth certificate, but in case of this 14-year-old, he's going to be part of the prison industrial system. He's now a quote unquote slave, going to be making pennies for life. Okay. So it's up to our best efforts to raise our children to have a culture and to see our children succeed. That is the only way out of this black and white paradigm and out of the nonsense that they promote in the media. At the end of the day, it's not about equality. It's about rulership and it's about power. They try to feed our people this equality crap with the Marxist and liberal nonsense. But we have to go back to the old or ancient ways. We have to establish culture. And a lot of our people are not going to make it. You either get reformed or you get removed. It even says that in the scriptures. So what are we going to do? Are we going to hang on to the hood mentality? I'm from the hood. I'm repping my hood. The hood was created to destroy the so-called black man and woman. You don't glorify a dump or a toilet.
Here, one Dothan resident was shocked when she heard that the suspect was so young.
But whoever did do it should not be walking free. But at that age, they need some mental health as well. I don't know how our parenting world is. There's too many people dying from guns.
We do not yet know the motive of the murders or how well Oliver Jr. knew the two victims, but police do believe that other people were at the get-together at the time of the shooting.
And I'm dearly sorry to both parents. I can only imagine this. This is very sad, having babies killing babies, for one. It is awful.
Now, due to Oliver Jr.'s age of 14 and a restriction of a court order, no more information will come from the police department at this time. But we do know that he is being charged as a juvenile, and that if he is...
At the end of the day, the so-called black man needs to protect his seed. He needs to garnish his treasure, which is his seed, which is his bloodline, his descendants, his children, and so forth. Because this is nonsense. But we have to value our lives, and we have to value our children. We have to watch them like Big Brother is watching us. But at the end of the day, parents are held accountable, and the children as well. But we have to establish culture. And hip hop and rap and all that is not a culture. Because if that's a culture for so-called black people, then so-called black people are doomed, because it's getting worse. And under that umbrella of quote-unquote culture, rap, hip-hop is death culture. There's no positive about it. And most people associate us that are not in our quote-unquote race or seed line. They quote, they look at us as entertainers, rappers, football players, basketball players, because we are the entertainment of America. But when we look in history, when we look at who we were before, African Americans, there's a great history, Europe, and so forth. But peace and shalom.
Convicted, he could be charged with life or life without parole. Mike?